Hey everyone, this is Ben with RegisteredNurseRN.com, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to find a nursing job. That's the whole point of going to nursing school, right? Is so that you can get out and work as a nurse. And in this video I'm going to cover some tips for those of you who are still in nursing school, or maybe you're a recent graduate. And I'm also going to give some general tips for those of you who maybe have been out of the swing of things for a while and you're looking to get a job in the nursing field again. So let's get started. First of all, you'll probably hear of that catch-22 if you're a nursing student, which says something like this: you can't get a job unless you have experience, but you can't get experience unless you get a job. Well, the fact of the matter is there are a lot of employers out there who are willing to hire you fresh out of nursing school with little or no experience. But even so, if you follow these tips, it's going to help you dramatically increase your chances of getting hired, okay? First of all, you want to network in school. And I know if you're an introvert like me, I don't like networking. I really don't do networking at this point much, but it's good to network at least in the last year of your nursing school, because that will help you tremendously. Who do you network with? Well, first of all, you want to network with your teachers, and that's important for a couple of reasons. First of all, teachers, if you do well in a certain class and you maybe introduce yourself, make a good impression on a teacher, you can then ask them for a letter of reference or a letter of recommendation. And if they write one that's really good for you, you can staple that to your resume or include it with your resume when you submit it. And that can hold a lot of weight with employers. It could be the extra thing you need to help you get the job. So you definitely want to network for that reason. Number two, you want to network with professors because a lot of the teachers and professors will have worked at the surrounding employers, or they may be friends with some managers or certain employers and so forth. So they can maybe put in a good word for you or tell you, oh, I know such and such a place that's hiring. I know the lady that works there. Go talk to her. That's how it works. So you want to network with teachers. You also want to network with your classmates, because your classmates, believe it or not, may get a job before you, and maybe they could put in a good word for you and help you get hired at the same place. Or maybe they could even be your manager 5 years down the line, or you might be their manager and so forth. So it helps to network with your classmates. Next, you want to network during clinicals. Clinicals are perhaps the best opportunity you have available to network, to meet people. And what will happen a lot of times during clinical rotations is you will go to different healthcare sites in the region, and you might work in a psych ward, you might work in a hospital and so forth. That gets your foot in the door. You can talk to the managers on the floor or in that specific facility. Get your name out there, let them know, hey, I really like this type of nursing. This is what I'm looking for. I can give you my information. So build contact, build networks, and that's your opportunity right here. Next, you want to take advantage of the job placement program at your university, and almost every major university or college will have a job placement program. And basically all it is a program that will help you develop your resume, which we have tips on our website and some sample resumes you can get, and we have a video on that as well. But they'll help you get your resume out to certain employers, maybe put in a good word for you, help you set up an interview and so forth. So take advantage of the job placements. Next, internship or externship programs, and that is huge. Your last year or your last semester, you want to see if any hospitals, any areas whatsoever are offering an internship or an externship program, because that will get your foot in the door. My wife, she also networked during clinical rotations, which then led to an externship program. She got hired on, was earning a little bit of money before graduation, and then she worked until, did basic duties until she passed her NCLEX, which they help finance. She passed her NCLEX, and then she was fully an RN, and she got hired right away. So that's what you want to think about as well. Next, job fairs. A lot of companies will come onto campus and they'll hold little job fairs, and you want to go there and rub shoulders, submit your resume, show what you've got. And that's a great way to get a job. And in fact, job fairs are not just for students. A lot of times companies, I hear all the time, local hospitals and so forth will have a job fair just to the general public because they're hiring nurses or they have a nursing shortage. So pay attention to the radio, to the advertisements in the media, television and so forth. If you hear about a job fair, definitely make a point, dress professionally, take some resumes, and go and network. Now, where do you search for jobs if all this doesn't work, or maybe you're out of school for a while and you can't really take advantage of all those tips? Where do you look for jobs? Well, the first thing you want to do is we have a job board on our website, registerednursern.com. We should have a link popping up here. But you can go to that job board and you can search. You can find out maybe some employers, see if there are any in your area who have advertised to that job board. It may show the salary, it may not show the salary, but you can look and see what's being offered out there right now. Number two, you want to go and look up hospitals and healthcare sites in your region. And that is really important because a lot of healthcare facilities will post jobs in newspapers or they'll hold a job fair or whatever. But a lot of them will simply list a job posting on their website directly, because you got to think about it from the employer's perspective. It costs a lot of money to put ads in newspapers and so forth. It's a lot easier just to put it on their website because it costs them nothing. So I would recommend getting a phone book or using some kind of directory, sit down and make a list of all the healthcare facilities that you're interested in working at in your region, maybe hospitals or whatever, home health agencies or whatever. Make a list of those and then go and see if they have a website. And they may have a list of like a tab called careers or jobs or something like that. Click that. You may be able to see job postings or submit a resume or something like that. So definitely take advantage of that. That is a very good way to locate jobs. Next, of course, you use classifieds and newspapers, both online and offline and online. Look at your local news, look at local newspapers, even Craigslist. Now you got to be careful with Craigslist because for some reason a lot of crazy people are attracted to Craigslist. And I've heard stories of, I think it's like about a year or two ago, I heard a story of a man who put a fake job listing in for a travel nurse or something like that. She went there and he ended up raping her or something like that. So you got to be careful. Not all job postings are legitimate. So always make sure it's legit and that's an official company before you just go and make a meeting. But use Craigslist, use local classifieds, maybe even a site like monster.com. You can go and look at the job board there, maybe a couple other job boards. But look and see what's out there and submit your resume for that. And then finally, if all else fails and you're still having trouble with that, think about maybe going to a nursing convention or a nursing association meeting. Get in there and network and introduce yourself and rub shoulders. That can lead to a job. I've heard of a lot of nurses who went to a nursing convention in their area or whatever, and they just were like, hey, I'm looking for a job. Do you all know anyone who's hiring? They're friendly to people, and they're like, oh yeah, we're hiring for a nurse. We haven't even posted it yet. Come put your application in or whatever. So nursing associations or conventions, newspaper classifieds, look up those hospitals and check the job board out on our site. So I hope that helps you get a job. I know that nursing has a great outlook for jobs. In some areas it can be a little hard to find a job and some specialties are kind of tight on jobs right now. But hopefully those tips will help you out. If this helped you, please consider sharing and or subscribing to our channel. Thank you and have a great day.